There is a special kind of pain that comes when someone you love pretends you don't exist, not because they don't feel anything, but because they feel too much. You see her silence, you feel the distance, and your mind keeps whispering, if she cared, she'd reach out, right? But what if her silence isn't absence? What if it's restraint? What if the woman you think has moved on is actually fighting a war inside herself not to come back to you? Tonight, I want you to listen closely, not with desperation, but with understanding. Because sometimes the people who miss you the most are the ones trying the hardest not to show it. And if you've ever felt confused, rejected, or invisible by someone who once made you feel seen, this message is for you. You check your phone. Nothing. You tell yourself you're done checking. But 5 minutes later, you check again. You replay conversations in your head. Her laugh, her voice, the way she used to say your name. And you wonder, was any of it real? Did I imagine the connection? Or is she missing me too, but choosing silence? Maybe she watches your stories but never reacts. Maybe she types a message, then deletes it. Maybe she asks mutual friends about you, but never directly. And the worst part? Not knowing hurts more than rejection. Because when someone ignores you openly, you can grieve. But when someone hides their feelings, you're stuck between hope and heartbreak. That emotional limbo can slowly drain your self-worth, and that's why today matters. So instead of guessing, instead of overthinking, instead of blaming yourself, today I want to help you see clearly, because there are signs. A woman gives off subtle, quiet, almost invisible signs when she misses you deeply but is trying not to show it. Not because she doesn't care, but because she's protecting herself. Let's break them down one by one. And with each sign, I'll show you not just what it means, but what you should do. She becomes quieter now, shorter replies, less warmth. But notice this, she's not rude, she's not dismissive, she's just guarded. She replies late, but when she does, the tone still carries care. Not love, but not indifference either. This is emotional suppression. When someone feels deeply but believes expressing it will hurt them, they don't shut down completely. They pull back just enough to survive. What you should do is not chase, not demand clarity. Your calm presence or your respectful absence will speak louder than any message, because nothing pulls suppressed emotions to the surface faster than space. She sees your stories, she knows what you're doing, she notices changes, but she doesn't interact. No likes, no comments, just quiet observation. You post something personal, and within minutes, her name appears in the viewer list, then disappears. This is attachment conflict. She wants connection, but fears reopening emotional wounds. Watching you allows her to feel close, without vulnerability. What you should do is live fully, not performatively, but authentically. People who miss you feel it most when they see you growing without needing them. She mentions a song you both loved, a place you went together, an inside joke that only you would understand, and then quickly changes the subject. She says, I passed that cafe today. Pauses, then adds, anyway. This is nostalgic leakage when suppressed feelings escape through memory. The mind revisits emotional safety during uncertainty. What you should do is acknowledge but don't cling. Respond calmly. Let the moment exist without forcing it to mean more, because longing grows in silence, not pressure. She tells everyone she's fine. She posts confidence. She smiles a little louder than before. But strength doesn't mean healed. She says, I'm better off now. But her eyes hesitate when your name comes up. This is defensive independence, a coping mechanism where people overperform strength to avoid confronting unresolved emotions. What you should do is respect her strength, but don't be intimidated by it. Real connection doesn't come from proving yourself. It comes from emotional safety. She sends a casual message, a random question, something that doesn't need a reply, but invites one. Hey, do you still recommend that book? As if Google didn't exist. This is low-risk re-engagement. She wants to feel you again, without rejection. What you should do is respond warmly but briefly. Let her feel your presence without feeling trapped. She hears you're doing better, meeting new people, healing, and suddenly her tone changes. She says, good for you. But something in her voice tightens. This is emotional territoriality. Even when someone steps away, unresolved attachment can still react to perceived loss. What you should do is not explain, not justify. Your growth doesn't require permission. She keeps things surface level now, weather, work, random topics. But when the conversation ends, she feels the weight. Avoidance is not indifference, it's fear. Fear that one real conversation might undo all the progress she's forcing herself to believe she's made. What you should do is let depth come naturally, or not at all. Forced intimacy only creates resistance. Now listen to me carefully. Her missing you is not your responsibility. Her silence is not your failure, and her confusion is not a reflection of your worth. You don't need to decode every sign to feel valuable. You don't need her validation to heal, because the strongest position you can stand in is peace. Peace says, I cared, but I respect myself. I loved, but I won't beg. I'm open, but not broken. And that energy, that calm self-respect, is what awakens truth in others. So remember this. She may miss you if she pulls back emotionally without being cold, watches you silently, brings up old memories, acts overly strong, reaches out indirectly, reacts when you move on, avoids depth, but feels deeply. But the real lesson is this. Her feelings are hers to face. Your healing is yours to protect. And here is the truth that will set you free. If someone misses you but cannot choose you, you must choose yourself. Because love that hides forever was never meant to stay, and the right connection will never require you to guess your worth. If this message resonated with your heart, if it gave you clarity, peace, or strength, please like this video, share it with someone who needs it, and subscribe to the channel for more deep, emotional, and healing conversations. Thank you for being here. And remember, your heart is not too much. It's just waiting for the right place to be fully seen.